YouTube, what's up? So here I am with the started the process of installing my system in the car. 2014 Kia Optima. So let me show you so far what I've done. I didn't want to go too far and not be able to record any of it. So far what I've done was I run the power wire. I'll show you where that's at. There's a grommet right there, and all I did was poke a small hole through that with the blade, and then just slid the power wire through there. It's right up under the, or right behind that black mat that sits right there. I mean, you'll see it, it's the biggest one there. I took off this side panel here and just ran down the back of that, all the cables back there, and I just ran it through the side right here. And let me show you a little trick too. You're gonna want to get these fiberglass wire running kit is what you want to get. They come in handy. And what I did with that was I just tied the power wire to the tip of this with a cable tie and just stuck it through that grommet, and then ran it through here. The only piece I've taken off right here was this piece here. I ran it, and then the middle piece here I actually taped it to the, or tied it with a cable tie and ran it all the way back to the back to keep from taking this piece off here. I ran it back here, it came out there, then I just again tied it to this and fed it to the back of the seat, and then it runs through the back of the, into the trunk. So that's what I've done so far with the power wire. So what I'm doing is I've got the LC audio control lc2i that I'm running to the back, which is where I'm getting my signal from. So I didn't want to go too far into detail as far as the dash goes. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, you can look it up. Just type in 2014 Kia Optima dash removal, and then it's very easy. It'll show you a couple steps and what to do as far as taking it off. So far this is what I've gotten. I've taken that trim off the side of the radio. I'm taking all the screws out. I think the next process is going to be taking this panel off here from the bottom, and then the AC panel should come off. Then there should be 2 more screws right here, and then that should let the radio out. So let me go ahead and get that, and I'll show you what the back of it looks like. Okay, so here we are, getting real close to taking out the stereo. What I wanted to show you real quick before I moved any further was the video that I watched on YouTube only showed taking the surround piece that went around here, and then I think it may have been an older model, so there was only 4 screws up here. This one actually has 1, 2, 3 screws, 4 and 5 right here. And then in order to take the vents actually go back, right, this one and this one. So unless, it didn't show this part, but unless you take this part out here that goes over the my mind just went blank, but anyways, take this part out. You have to take the surround out that goes around here, right, and that has a screw on the edge, and a screw right there, and then it has a screw down here. So once you take that piece off, that just pops off with the little clips, and then this piece out here just slides out. So you'll have to slide this piece out, pull it down, then this piece, because I tried it earlier, I couldn't get this out here because this right here was in front of it, and this was sitting behind it. You could pull it up just a little bit, but not far enough to get it up. So I had to end up taking off that piece, and then now with that piece off, this piece just slides out just like that. So there it is. Now to get to the stereo, there's 2 screws on the top, and I think that might be it, but let me go ahead and take those out and we'll see if there's any more. Okay, so the stereo actually has 4 screws. There's 2 on top. I just wanted to show you this so you would know where they were. And there's 1 on the left there, and then there's 1 on the right there. Once you take those 4 screws out, the stereo just slides out. All right. So the next step for me is going to be, like I said, I'm running the lc2i from audio control. It's actually only just a 2-channel output. So you have a channel 1 left and right, channel 2 left and right. Channel 1 would be the mains, and then the channel 2 would be the bass output, which is going to be good to my subwoofer. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to cut all 4 wires from the back of the stereo, right? All 4 speakers, so it's going to be 8 wires. But it's going to be my 2 front and my 2 rear speakers. And what I'm doing is I'm tapping in to the front left and right speakers, running those back to the lc2i, then running back all 4 from the amp back to the front and tying those back into the factory speakers, that are factory wires that run directly to the speakers. Because I am amping all 4 speakers, but I'm running it through the factory wiring. So once again, I'm running left and right, front to the back to the lc2i, then I'm running back 4 from the amp, the 4-channel amp. I'm running those 4 back to the factory wires and connecting them there so that the speakers, all 4 speakers, will be amplified. And let me get that done and I'll show you where. I think in the middle somewhere I will post up a diagram of the speaker wire as far as what it looks like in the back and which one's positive, which one's negative, left and right, front and rear. So be back. Alright, so here we go. I got the radio back in. I didn't really get a good picture or video of the setup in the back, but I did post a picture of what the wires look like as far as the positive, negatives, front and rears. So if you have any questions, you can go back and look at that. But so let me show you what I got so far. Like I said, I was running the lc2i. I ran the speaker wires from the head unit back to the trunk. First, let me show you. I got everything run. I got it all nice and tidy. Well, you can't see it. So right here, I'm basically just showing you the fuse box and how I had it run to the battery here, and how I had it running up under that box so I can get it to fit on top and go inside that box without messing anything up, and just showing you the wire loom and it running into the cabin right there. Runs all the way back here. Let me show you what I have so far right here. 1 MB quart Onyx 4-channel amp, 80 watts per speaker. 1 MB quart discus 500.2. That one's running to my amp. This is where everything meets up. It kind of looks a little I tried to clean it up as best I could, so far that's what it looks like. I have another fuse box back here, which is a distributor which runs the power wire to both amps. I have it grounded here at the bottom of the seat. If you're looking for a place to ground, that's a good spot. You can tell I sanded it down to get good contact. And then the lc2i sits right there on the side. And everything runs behind the seat, behind this black panel down underneath there. And like I said, I try to keep it as clean as I could. So far, I have the speakers wired to this amp here. I only have the 2 front speakers amped. I'm not going to do the rear speakers now. Eventually I will. I have those running just off the head unit, so they sound okay. The 4 front speakers I have powered are the 2 door speakers in the front and the 2 dash speakers, and they sound really good. So there's the amps. You can see the subwoofer. There's a Focal 12-inch. There we go. DB30. And there's the black. I went with a black box to kind of match the inside of the trunk, so it looks good. All matches good. There's the amps. And there's another view of the lc2i. So everything sounds really good so far. I have it tweaked, or not tweaked, but tuned so that, you know, obviously the dash speakers play the highs, the door speakers in the front play the mids, and then the subwoofer plays the lows. So I have it as best I could with what I could adjust on the amps, and then with the lc2i. So it all worked out pretty good. The next thing I'm going to work on is the door speakers. I'm putting in the focals. I've already done a review on those. If you want to see those, you can look at that video. So I just wanted to kind of show you where I'm at right now, and I'll give you a little. Of course, it's not going to sound as good with this microphone on this phone, but just kind of want to give you a. This is why I did the lc2i, because I wanted to keep all the functions of the steering wheel and have everything work. I wish I could play something with some thump in it, but for copyright reasons I gotta play this stuff here. In case you're wondering what this is, it's a music from No Copyright Sounds off of YouTube. Google it, they have some really, really good songs. So once again, I like the way it sounds. It sounds really good to me. I would show you, I would pop the trunk, but I know that's not a good thing to do once you got that air built up in the trunk. I know, I heard it messes up the subwoofer before. But take my word for it, it sounds really good. So if you have any comments, leave them down. I'll leave a description to everything that I've used so far in the description below, so that way you can have a good idea of what I'm using. I'm going to do a review of the amps, sort of like an unboxing. I know they're already in the trunk, but just so I can have a separate video of those. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll respond to them as best as I could. Stay tuned. The next thing is going to be the speakers, so keep coming back if you want to see what that install is going to be like. Thank you.